So I want to talk about the big three. And by that I mean Naruto, Bleach, One Piece. That's what I mean by the big three. And first of all, it's just my opinion. And second of all, I'm talking about the dub, not the sub. So that's what I have to say just before everything. And another thing that I have to say, Boruto is ass. Don't watch it. It's bad. I have watched it. It's ass. Boruto sucks. Don't watch it. It's bad. So with that caveat out of the way, I will not include Boruto as a series in the Naruto rankings. Not at all, because man, if it was included, Naruto as a series would be at the bottom of every ranking. Like, it's just so much ass. So first of all, jokes, just jokes. How funny I find it, and in my opinion, it goes like this: One Piece, Bleach, Naruto, from best to worst. No, it's not to say that either one of these series is bad as compared to the others. I mean, there's a reason we call them the big three. It's the best series that anime had to offer, like decade ago, and one of the best series that the entire medium has to offer as a whole, and that's why we call them the big three, and that this was why this medium of anime became so popular. These were the series that made it so popular. Another thing, I have to say my biases. So I'm a One Piece fan. That's on the top of the series. I really like One Piece, but I will try to keep my biases on one side. So I really like One Piece. I really like Bleach, and the jokes. Man, the jokes are funny, especially in the dub. And in the dub, Naruto was done dirty. They gave him the most annoying voice they had. Like, he has eternal stuffy nose, which takes away from the serious moments. Like, and it is slightly grating. It's not. I don't like the voice that he has in the whole series for the dub, and the message. Again, it's the voice. The voice takes away from the message. Man, if you hear it from the dub Naruto, it sounds stupid. Like the message of hate. It's a systematic thing. I get it. I guess it's a message. I get it. It's a fairly good message. Yeah, that's fine. But coming from this guy, it takes away the weight of the message. Like, I get that this voice of him is, it's supposed to be annoying in the original Naruto, this original series, but man, even in Shippuden, he has that voice. Even as an adult, he has the voice, and it's not like the same actor. Like in Naruto, the original Naruto, it's kind of fine. It actually kind of makes it fun. Like the voice, him having a eternal stuffy nose, it adds character, in my opinion. In the first series, it's fine. I get it, and I honestly liked it. But man, watching 500 episodes of this guy just eternally stuffy, it just takes away from the message, man. It's not even the same guy, and I get it. You can't get the same dude who acted a kid to act an adult. That doesn't translate. But man, it's a bit stupid. Honestly, I don't like the voice, and that's my biggest pet peeve of this entire series. I like it, but the voice. And in One Piece, I don't actually like the sub voice at all. I find it annoying. I genuinely find it annoying in the sub. The dub, to me, that is the voice of Luffy. That's the voice of Luffy. I don't find the sub's voice of Luffy to be fun or to be interesting. It's kind of annoying, and you get that that's very common. Either you find it fun or you don't. and that's perfectly fine. But man, I don't like it. Like, I don't like it. You kind of eventually get numb to it, but I didn't like it. But the dub voice, man, that's Luffy for me. That is his voice. Zoro's voice in the sub is great, but man, dub is okay. It's okay, but the sub voice, it's much better. And Bleach, all around is fun. The pacing is kind of ass because, well, it is. All of these series were weekly and were adapting a weekly series, which made it have a lot of filler, either in the form of just adding it through a canon arc or separate filler arcs, which, man, I didn't notice it much in Naruto. At that time, I didn't know what filler was, so to me, it was just a series, and I tried to enjoy it. I eventually started skipping it, which I was very happy with that decision, but it was annoying and was very annoying. And most of One Piece's filler I watched, like almost all the filler I watched, but I skipped a lot of them. Backstories, I skipped them a lot because I didn't find them to be fun. And Bleach. I'm going to say the forbidden word, the Fullbringer arc. Man, that ass was stinky. It was so much ass. It was just, it actually took me out of the series. I was enjoying the series up to that point. I was like, ooh, that's cool. Like, it had its slow moments. Not the first arc. I actually enjoyed the first arc. The dynamic between Ruki and Ichigo was fun. And I actually liked the first arc and even the second arc. I really liked every arc before the Fullbringer arc. Man, that disgusting. Ugh. It actually took me out of this legendary series. Like, I bet you that was the only reason that people stopped watching it. If that is canon, that's the only reason that Bleach is considered the worst of the big three, which is outside of that specific arc. It's good. You have to watch them without the fillers. All of these series are ass if you watch filler, like disgustingly slow. Maybe One Piece, it does help. I mean, bit of filler is actually interesting, like the Zoro versus King fight. That was filler, that entire episode, but it's one of the coolest fights, in the entire series. So the filler does get good sometimes. I mean, the G8 arc is considered to be canon by most because it's so interesting, it's so fun, and a few other arcs. That's not what you find in Naruto. You don't find that, and in Bleach, yeah, you don't. In Bleach, actually, I don't think there is many filler arcs. There are just not many filler arcs, so there's not much variety to choose from. So now to the big question: action. And honestly, I think the ranking here would be Naruto first, Bleach second, and One Piece last. I'm just going to take the peaks, like the best moments of action and the quantity of those moments. But Naruto is it's solid. It takes the cake. Like it has if it has the best fights, and most of the fights animation, like when Madara is unveiled for the first time or whatever you want to call it, that sequence just slaps and it's so good. And the Rock Lee versus Gara fight, it's a legend. That's what dreams are made out of, boy. It's that's the most beautiful fight throughout the original Naruto series. There's nothing better than that. Even the final fight, I genuinely don't think the final fight is better. There's nothing even comes even close to Gara versus Rock Lee. There's nothing. And another thing that I have to say is that Bleach has more cool fights in a sense. Like the Bonkai transformation, it's the coolest transformation out of all of these series, hands down. Maybe Gears, that's a maybe competitor, like from one Piece, the gear system, that's a maybe a competitor, but there's nothing that is on the level of Bonkai. It's the coolest thing when you watch these series and you hear the characters say Bonkai for the first time. It's like you just lose your mind. It's the coolest part of this entire series. And another thing is that I have no nostalgia with these series. I watched them a few years ago, not when they came out, not that kind of nostalgia. I don't have that kind of nostalgia, but I really like them. My ratings have no nostalgia in them because I have not watched them when they were coming out, which I get that it's a good thing that I didn't watch Bleach when it was coming out because this Fullbringer arc would have just made me instantly drop the series. No matter how good it got, I would have dropped it right then and there. I I have to say it's that much ass. And the final category that I will rate this on, animation is the category that I'm going to rate them on because I'm talking about the anime. So I really like One Piece's animation, but it takes the series so long to get its animation to the level it is at now, and that's why it deducts the points. And I'm sad to say, but because of the unacceptable quality of the Dressrosa arc and a few other arcs that had not even crap but shit animation, I have to put it below Naruto, especially Shippuden. Like man, it's chef's kiss, man. The animation complements the action so well in Naruto. It's not even not close. Like if you compare the peaks, that's a different story. But if you compare overall, it goes Naruto, then One Piece, then Bleach, because Bleach didn't, it does have very good animation, but that's a separate series. Well, not a separate series, but the gap between the original series, which came out like 10 years ago, and the series that are coming out now, the Thousand Year Blood War arc, that's a big difference, but the animation, it slaps. And now, I have to go to. It may be unfair to say this, but I'm going to rank their peak of animation, the best animation that these series has to offer, and rank those. And in my opinion, I think it's kind of unfair to rank this because, well, both Bleach and, well, One Piece are kind of still going in a sense. I mean, original Bleach ended, but the Thousand Year Blood War arc is being animated now. So I'm going to compare the Thousand Year Blood War arc, the Egghead slash Wano arc, and the Shippuden. And I have to say this, it's sad, and I think it's kind of unfair to say this, but to me, it goes One Piece, then Bleach, then Naruto. But that's just comparing the peak of animation. So yeah, I really like all of these series, and I hope none of this offended you because it's just my opinion. It's whatever, who cares? I mean, if you have watched them, you probably have your opinion, and that's just fine. So yeah, I really like these series, and I have them very close to my heart. So I really want to talk about all of them together at least once. So that's about it for me. Bye.